Hey guys, welcome to the patio. You may miss our little intro. We're going to try something a little different tonight. Got a lot of stories to cover for you. We got Trump says he's going to be arrested as early as, later today. It is Tuesday when this drops. We're going to talk about Russia and China. You shouldn't be surprised by that. We talk about them a lot. We got that and quite a few more stories to touch on. Let's go over who's in studio with me here tonight. We got the main man, Father Fortenberry.
How's it going, world? I'm good. I'm just, the family's gone. I'm just kicking back. Actually, I will say this. So, like, at night, when I go to bed, I like to reach over and touch my wife. It don't matter.
Don't we all?
Well,
you like to reach over and touch his wife also?
Yeah. This is just just to feel my wife. Know she's next to me.
Yeah.
And it's not the same with her not being there. I had to hold a pillow.
You had to hold a pillow.
So when you stay with Andy, do you reach over and touch Andy?
We spoon.
Oh, okay. Who's the big spoon? Big spoon, little spoon. Yeah,
the big guy.
Didn't need to answer that, did we? And how about you, Gary? How are you, Gary?
I'm doing great.
Hold up. I just realized you've got glitter under your eye.
Where? In here?
Yeah, you did have. You now rubbed it off.
No, it's still there. I see it.
You have glitter under your chin.
On my chin?
Yeah. Look under his mouth. On his mouth.
We've been to Shake Joint.
Yeah. Have y'all been to
we was at Platinum.
to the Shake Joint?
Oh, no. It may be metal shavings. I don't know.
What have you been doing today? Okay, that's just a cover up.
I don't know.
For Shake Joint. You've been to the Shake Joint.
All that glistening glitter. Yeah. No. All I've been today was went to the yard and then I went to the liquor store. And that's all.
Gary, find anything fascinating today?
Yes. I found.
Did you record it?
Eagle Rare at the liquor store.
At the liquor store.
No, nothing fascinating in the car lot today. No, nothing.
So, like, do they check these cars out for like bodies, firearms?
Most of the time.
Okay.
Most of the time. It depends which junkyard you go to. The one I go to in Millington, they're pretty good about getting most stuff out of it.
I mean, if I were a junkyard, I think I'd look at everything that came through just because it might be something I want.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they do that. But some junkyards, especially if they're running behind and they got a bunch of stuff, they'll start throwing it out there and there's tons of change and a bunch of other stuff, phones, whatever. You're like, oh, cool, a phone.
Tell you what you did this weekend. I know y'all had a big.
Oh, we had actually took a little mini vacay. We don't vacay nearly as much as the Fortenberry clan, which is probably hard to do. You can't have money.
I stay broke.
Yeah. But no, we went to the mountains. We went to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Rented a cabin. Barely Logical was the name of the cabin, and it was a nice little stay. I tell you though, when's the last time you guys were over there? Have you ever been over there? To Gatlinburg.
I worked in across the mountain, so I was there for a year.
In Cherokee.
Yeah, I was there for a year.
I went to Gatlinburg when I was 10.
I got to tell you, so we were outside of town, didn't really go into town much. We did go to Gatlinburg Friday afternoon.
Gatlinburg is a madhouse.
I hated it.
I know.
It was like a carnival. Everything, all the stores had been bought out. They were run by people selling stuff you order from China off Amazon. You don't even pay much for it. It's so commercialized.
Yeah. And
it's so small. And look, we stayed a few hours and was ready to go. We went into Pigeon Forge. I booked tickets for it used to be called the Dixie Stampede.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I've heard of that.
It's been called Dixie Stampede for years. And it's basically the North versus South. So they dropped the Dixie. It's now the Dolly Parton Stampede.
Okay.
Now the show's the same.
But
you still have the North and the South. And the South won, by the way. We whooped their tail. Well, they almost beat, but we whooped their tail.
Yeah.
Why are they dropping Dixie?
The Chicks dropped it. The Dixie Chicks are no longer the Dixie Chicks. I guess.
But Dixieland is just the South. I mean,
Dixie has a connotation about it. Yeah, actually, after I booked it and I realized they had changed the name.
You didn't want to go?
I looked up Dixie Stampede and it said permanently closed. And I thought, I just bought tickets. What kind of shystiness is going on here? And then it was like, no, it's actually the Dolly Parton Stampede. It's the same show.
Yeah.
Same North versus South. Same horses.
Did you get a whole chicken too?
Whole chicken? Dude, it's enough food to feed 3 families. Got a whole chicken. They actually serve alcohol now.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so I was able to use a QR code and get them to deliver bourbon to our little table area.
Nice.
Could you imagine a Southerners getting liquored up and jumping in the fray?
Getting in the stampede itself?
Yeah.
All right, y'all ready to do this?
Let's kick this pig.
All right, Trump, I mentioned in the intro, Trump is going to be arrested here. He is declaring that he's going to be arrested as early as tomorrow.
Or it'd be today.
Well, it'll be. That's right. It'll be today. I said that earlier, didn't
I?
And he is calling for protest. He's calling for people to protest and urges people to take our nation back.
Take it back. Does he mean storm the Capitol, take it back, or does he mean peacefully protest?
So Donald Trump has posted on Truth Social that he expects to be arrested on Tuesday and call for people to protest and take our nation back.
How many people are on Truth Social?
Well, more now
7.
since he made that. Look, since the mainstream media is picking this up, there's more. Truth Social probably got a big surge right now.
I tried to join right when they had launched, and it was a hassle, and I was now.
You know what I would say? We would go like solely on Truth Social, but then we would have fewer views than we have. By the way, hit the like button and subscribe. We've hit our biggest number of downloads on really what was probably one of our crappiest videos because I forgot to hit start on the recording button, and we had 175 downloads. Maybe they're just making fun of us, or they liked our little squirrely dude that I had rolling out there. But this one's recording in all places. I have
you think they quit watching once our faces popped up?
Yeah. So here's what Trump wrote. It's pretty hilarious. Now illegal leaks from a corrupt and highly political Manhattan District Attorney's Office, which has allowed new records to be set in violent crime and whose leader is funded by George Soros, indicate that with no crime being able to be proven and based on an old and fully debunked by numerous other prosecutors, fairy tale, the far and away leading Republican candidate and former president of the United States of America will be arrested on Tuesday of next week. Protest and take our nation back. I both love and hate how he talks about himself in third person.
Yeah, no,
I know. I'm like, I kind of dig it, and then I'm kind of like, okay, that's just arrogance.
It's definitely, he's arrogant. I mean, he's Trump.
So his indictment stems from alleged $130,000 hush money payment
to Stormy
made to porn star Stormy Daniels. Is she really a porn star?
Not anymore.
I mean, no, but was she? Did you? But prior to this, had you even heard of her? Now, Jamie, you're probably closer to the porn circles than the rest of us. Okay, so
Jamie is the porn circle.
She wasn't in my normal rotation.
Had you heard of her?
No, I never heard of her.
I've heard of her before, but it wasn't. It was a goofy name. Anybody named Stormy.
So why is this any different than Clinton and the Flowers girl?
Who's the Flowers?
It's really not. That's
well,
exactly
he wrote
right.
an $850,000 check for her.
Oh, is that when he
but
was
did
governor?
it come out of his campaign money?
Oh, okay. So
I don't think they said this came out of his campaign money. It's just the fact that he did it during the campaign, the 2016 campaign. That's why they're saying that
It's beyond the statute of limitation.
It's stupid.
What we really need to be worried about here is what we already knew. These blue states with these hyper liberal governments, they don't play by the same rule. They don't play by law. They don't believe in law. Let's face it, they don't believe in law. They're not enforcing the law of New York City where, look, people have done a lot worse than this, and they're like committing crimes and getting out the next day.
They're concerned about woke law.
Well,
woke
I mean,
law. Or whatever, whoever is against it.
They made a statement. They made a point that their goal was to indict Trump.
Yeah.
If that's your goal, that's already a problem.
That is.
Your goal should be to follow the facts, and whatever happens is what happens.
Now, there's a lot of people that believe, even though, I mean, it's hard to connect Joe Biden, but when the what's his name, prosecuting attorney is such an activist, a lot of people believe that what's really happening here is that things are heating up around Joe Biden's family and that this is just a big distraction, that there's a lot of new things coming out finally, but they almost time it perfectly 2 years prior, because people forget about this.
They do.
Whatever happens, they'll forget about it. But with Trump, I mean, that they can hang that over his head, whether he's guilty or not. The fact he was arrested, I'm sure there's people that would never.
And I want people who have committed crimes to be held accountable. But at what point is the Justice Department becoming a weaponized arm of the government?
It
is. I mean, especially when it's a opposing candidate that you're trying to file charges on.
Yep. FBI has been very politicized here lately.
Yes. Well, the last 6-7 years.
Yeah. Why
it all started with the Hillary stuff.
They started with the Hillary stuff, and obviously it was very evident in the raid at Mar-a-Lago, right? Mm-hmm. So why didn't they raid Joe Biden's place? That wasn't a raid.
And I don't think they should raid a sitting president's home, but they shouldn't raid a former president's home either.
No.
There's a lot more better ways. That don't sound right. There's better ways to handle that as far as set appointment up. Let's make it look clean. You don't have to drag them through the mud.
Yeah.
But that wasn't their goal.
But they didn't.
They've also called for the GOP senators, I believe it was Senate, called for the Manhattan DA to come speak before Congress.
I think that's a good idea.
Justify his complaints. Look, this is reaching a level like we've never seen before. We've never seen politics take such a bad.
Yeah,
it doesn't have a bad look. It doesn't pass. It doesn't pass the smell test.
And you remember, everybody wanted Trump to go after Hillary, and he refused to.
He refused to. Yeah, he did.
He did. Now, granted, he said he was going to do it though.
Well, he did say he was going to do it, but
he never did because he didn't want to be suicidal.
Look, I don't. Yeah, true. But I don't think a lot of these politicians, they don't want to shine a light on anything.
No,
because if Hillary goes to trial for anything,
it's going to open up the.
Well, I say everything has the ability to be discussed in open court. Then,
yeah.
So let's stay in politics for a little bit. So Joe Biden has also really pissed off his base quite a bit over the last few days. He signed the resolution overturning the D.C. crime bill.
What is the D.C. crime bill?
The Republican-led bill passed through the Senate 81-14 with support of 33 Democrats. It marks the first time in 3 decades that Congress and the president blocked D.C. passed legislation. Basically, let me make sure I read it right. According to a report, Republicans championed a resolution of disapproval that would block the implementation of the law, which aimed to eliminate mandatory sentences, lower penalties for a number of violent offenses like carjacking and robberies, and expand the requirements for jury trials in most misdemeanor cases. So basically, it makes it lawless. It's defunding the police.
I did hear that. Yeah,
but he overturned that, so he didn't let that go.
He blocked it. So
okay, that's
no. So he signed it into law.
Oh,
the law was so the way DC works is that they have like city council or whatever, but ultimately, because most of the population is associated with the government of the United States, that they do have power to overturn that. So they passed it, and then the Senate and the House, all but 33 members, signed off to overturn that bill, and then Biden signed it into law.
Oh, so now they have lawlessness in D.C. is what you're saying?
No, the opposite.
Oh.
The city council was trying to pass a law to make all these changes, and the government overruled it, including Joe Biden supported the overruling of the city council amendment.
I got you. Yeah, so I saw this discussion, and it was going to lessen the incarceration for rape, murder. I mean, it was quite a few of them.
Yeah, those aren't good things to lessen on.
Yeah, so good for Joe Biden and House.
Well, he also, though, really ticked off some people. He approved the ConocoPhillips Willow Oil project in Alaska, allowing them to drill, which just really infuriated his base.
Oh, my gosh. Is Greta, what's her name, Greta?
She's not American. We don't give a damn what she says.
Yeah.
What is her name, Greta?
Thornburg?
Thornberry or something. I
don't know.
Whatever her name is, I'm sure she got really upset.
Does she look like she's a little off?
Yes. I
think her parents have done this to her.
She don't look quite right.
I think she does this for money.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Don't most people?
Yes, a lot of people do, and people don't realize that. It's crazy.
But good, we opened up another pipeline, which means it'll take another decade, though, to actually see results, if I understand the way that it works.
Is that one of the only permits they actually approved?
It's probably the only one. We were talking about crime, the D.C. crime bill. Here's a story out of San Francisco. A CNN reporter gets robbed while working on a story about San Francisco's rampant street crime. Caoch Lao, who sounds like she maybe worked for Street Fighter, was with producer Jason Rivera at City Hall to conduct an interview for the network when the crime took place. We had security to watch our rental car and crew car. Thieves did this in under 4 seconds. Security stopped the jerks from stealing other bags, but seriously, this is ridiculous.
You know, as my homegirl, Alanis Morissette, used to say back in the day, isn't it ironic?
Don't you think?
Are you ever going to sing us that song? I mean, all you got to do is let Chat GPT number 4 dash 4.
I want Chat GPT invading my life.
Yeah, but what does this say? So why is it now such a negative thing? Why is it considered woke to allow lawlessness and crime without punishing people? Why is that such a great thing? No one really wants it.
Nobody wants it.
Other than people who don't have to live in those areas and have fences and gates
and guards
and guns
and money and
they won't take your guns.
All the people that want to open this stuff up live in gated communities, have security guards. They're not worried about it.
Nope, they don't care.
I mean, San Francisco is a complete caste system. And I mean, the rich people don't care.
They're like a bunch of fishing poles. A bunch of casting going on.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it's about being woke, you know. It's telling everybody you can do whatever you want to do. Because you're owed that. That's what's going on.
Well, this goes back to just like the reparations, and
that's what it is.
San Francisco, you know, they're proposing $5 million
it's
per person. $1 home. You should
buy a home for $1.
A home for $1.
Should be able to buy a home for $1. Pay no taxes, I believe. Or if you have any back taxes, they're forgiven.
And you pay no taxes.
And I think you only have to identify as African American for 10 years.
Oh, it's worse too, though, because you also get paid $97,000 a year.
Yeah,
for like
just
100 years,
just for being there.
Even though California was one of the only states that had never had slavery. Am I correct?
No. It was about half the country never had slavery.
Oh yeah, but they were like one of them though.
Yeah, they're one of like the 20 or
one
30.
of the main ones.
Hey, I was listening to some folks this weekend, and it was a PBD podcast. There was a couple others. They were like, "Do it, let's see them go down in flames.
Yeah.
Let's see them
do
it, and we will hide and watch." But because no one can afford that mess, and no person that receives $1 has personally injured by anyone else that would be paying for it. It would cost each San Francisco person of San Francisco, not of color, $600,000 a person to support this.
Yep,
per year.
Mm-hmm.
Like me, honestly, I would have no issue if they could backtrack and find anybody who was affected by redlining or any of that's still alive. If they wanted reparations, that would hurt my feelings.
Don't mean to.
But I don't mean not $5 million. I mean we're talking, $20 grand.
Are you ready for a conspiracy?
Go for it.
Oh, do it.
I always hit the wrong button.
No, he got it right. He didn't expect to hit the right button, so he.
All right, what's your conspiracy?
All right, here's my conspiracy. So, do you think California is doing this to force more people out of California to go to other states that will, when they move to the other states, they've still vote left? So now they're turning red states into purple states.
They're trying to do Texas that way.
That's what's happening in Texas. That's what's happening in Arizona, as well.
But we talk about left and right, okay, and we believe that the silent majority is somewhere in the middle. Okay, so,
it is,
and a candidate that may define themselves as a Democrat could win election easily if they're more centrist, or the same thing for a Republican. The thing is, it's the extremes that get all the attention. And so when people move to a place like Texas, you can say it's kind of turning it purple, but I think what and then it probably is, but I think what it really does is start to open people's eyes to these extreme ideas don't work.
But then they go to these places and they still vote the same way for the reason why they left that place. How dumb do you have to be?
Well, that generation's lost. It's the next generation that we must have hope for.
I don't have hope.
That we have to have hope for.
Well, the lost generation is the World War I generation. Just throwing that out there.
All right, speaking of World War I or II or whichever, let's talk about Asia and Russia.
Talk about number 3.
We're going to talk about Kim Jong-un. He ordered his troops to prepare for immediate and overwhelming nuclear counterstrike against enemies as he accuses U.S. of holding aggressive military drills with Seoul using nuclear assets. He has called for North Korea to be ready to conduct nuclear attacks. He claims 1.4 million people volunteered for his army, which I'm sure they had options. There, as he announced that the U.S.
What's a volunteer look like?
It's called being voluntold.
Yeah, it's like, would you like to fight? No. Then so they shoot the first one, and then they ask the next guy, would you like to join the army? What are you supposed to say?
Yeah.
How many? I wonder how many said no before like everybody just got in line and said, yeah, I'll
Sure,
do it.
I'll do it.
Sure, I'll do it.
It's time to send Dennis Rodman back over.
He
there.
says, "Do you want to die for your country right now or in a few months?"
But okay, so this is like the crazy stepbrother of the region, or the crazy stepbrother here that the wild man that everybody's like, oh, leave him alone, he's just crazy. But then he's got nuclear weapons that could probably reach the coast.
Being the crazy person of that region? Because that means you're beat out Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
You beat out Putin.
So who's the cool? Who do you think? Who's your favorite one out of those three? Putin, Kim Jong Un, or Xi Jinping?
Oh, it's got to be Putin. I mean, he's riding around with horses and stuff, shirtless.
He's like short too. He's got like
he's short.
So you love Iran, and now you love Vladimir Putin.
Those are your
heroes.
Okay, who's your favorite of the three?
I don't really have a favorite.
No, that's not the question.
That's not the question.
Okay, I would say Putin over the others as well. But I'm going to tell you.
I think that's because you're racist. You don't like Asians.
Well, I think we need to be really worried about what's going on in that region.
Technically, Russia's Asian.
Technically, he's Asian.
You're racist for assuming he's not.
Well, okay.
Based on his looks.
Putin.
He's Asian.
He is.
It's in Asia.
Xi Jinping warns China is ready to stand guard over world order. What does this sound like when you hear this? As he holds 4-hour Kremlin talks with dear friend Putin, who says he's open to negotiations over Ukraine. Who should be saying stand guard over world order? Not China.
Nobody, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but who has always taken that role?
It's always been us. But
it's always been us.
We should have to be the police of the world, and nobody should.
I feel like no one should be talking to a gremlin.
What? What?
You said gremlin. Kremlin.
Don't put water. Don't feed them after midnight, right? Don't give them a bath.
Yeah,
the Kremlins over there. Don't give them that. The gremlins. That sounds like something I would say.
The dad jokes.
That sounds like something I would say. As a matter of fact,
it's good stuff.
But no, really. So China's trying to position themselves. He's already negotiated peace talks between Iran and Saudi Arabia. He's wanting to now negotiate. I told y'all before he's going to get the peace prize.
Yeah, he will get it.
And ultimately, the next thing is the petrodollar will be replaced by the petro yuan. It's coming. It's coming.
The yuan?
The yuan's the Chinese dollar.
I thought that might be Mexican dollar.
Yeah.
No, that's the.
I mean,
that's true.
The yuan would make sense.
But look out, because it's going to be the digital yuan, not the paper yuan. Everything's going to be digital. It's going to
a yuan. That's what Harry Potter used, wasn't it?
I'm gonna be watching out for Juan for forever now. I'm scared of Juan.
Well, it's coming. It's coming.
They're
going to give him the Nobel Peace Prize, and that's his next move. He's gonna wage war and on us financially.
Hey Gary, did you know diarrhea is hereditary?
No, I did not know that, Jamie.
It runs in your genes.
Not mine, because I don't wear any. You're so funny.
Yeah, you only wear cargo pants. Just so if anybody's got any used cargo pants hanging around, just send them to Gary. Doesn't matter what size.
I got a dad joke real fast.
It doesn't matter what size they are.
Yeah. Okay.
You ready?
Go for it.
So what's the difference between the toilet paper and a bathroom curtain? Shower curtain.
I could reach one.
No.
Oh, what's the other? What is it?
You're supposed to say I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
So you're the one.
He gets cheers for that.
Yes, because I'm
supposed to be that.
You're supposed
That's
to.
what I was looking for. All right, Twitter. Biden's Twitter account is fact checked for claim U.S. billionaires.
How dare they?
Only pay 3% tax after Elon Musk disputed the statement, saying he personally paid more income tax than anyone ever in history of Earth. I believe him.
Probably did.
I mean,
I believe him.
Yeah.
But he's also one of the biggest, not contributors, but what's the word I'm thinking of?
Contributors?
No. He also gets most of his money from the government. He has a lot of
subsidized.
Yeah, he's subsidized.
Government contract.
He's got tons of government contracts.
He does.
Tons. He gets his money back.
He's
from the government.
flying us to the moon. He has replaced NASA.
He's like a circle.
Think about that.
He's a circle.
Look, Elon Musk could easily be a supervillain.
Do y'all remember when we were flying to the moon, hitching rides to the space shuttle with Russia?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember what happened. We had fallen out. Russia's response was, well, they can get up there with a trampoline.
I don't remember that.
Yes.
I don't remember that.
Beneficiary. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's what Putin said. Putin said, well, they can get up there with a trampoline.
Yes. He's one of the biggest beneficiaries of the government. Yeah. Not Putin.
Not Putin, no. Musk.
Musk, yes. He's the biggest beneficiary. He getting all the money back from the government.
Well, China's probably upset because Apple has, and Foxconn, one of the biggest suppliers for Apple, is building a $700 million facility, not in China, in India. In India. They announced this yesterday.
India's fixed to become a world power.
100,000 jobs to make iPhones in India. 100,000 jobs.
Can you imagine having a workforce that works cheaper than Chinese?
Nope.
Well, they're paying them in like rocks.
Yeah. It's a rock.
Here's a
but
pebbles.
you know what? These tree huggers, they're going to have their iPhones. They're not.
No, yeah.
And they're going to talk about how low our wages are here.
And they're going to talk about global warming is what they're going to do.
But they're all about damn near slaves digging for
what's the minerals?
Cobalt, lithium.
What's the word I was looking for?
And what is
blood diamonds, not blood diamonds. It's slave minerals. I can't remember what they call it.
But I mean, talking about global warming. What's China and India doing for global warming? Zero. But you're essentially supporting them by buying all these iPhones, and they're going to buy the iPhone because Apple's.
If we cared, we would move all the manufacturers to the U.S. where we can control the waste.
We don't care. It's all political, is what it is.
No, I think what was the
we're gonna all burst into flames. Global warming.
What was the Pacific? The environmental plan that Trump pulled out of?
Paris Accord.
The Paris Accord.
I'm so smart.
Yeah. So you are.
Thank you.
The Paris Accord. They said our contribution was only going to be like 3%.
Yeah.
Of the impact.
Yeah, because China and India are the biggest.
Well, Pakistan, Taiwan.
And what are they doing? Nothing. They don't care. And
they don't care. So have you ever heard of the International Criminal Court, ICC? I had not until today. Okay, so they issued a warrant for Vladimir Putin, Jamie's, we know now, one of his idols, to be arrested for criminal
war crimes.
And he responded with that he will blow them up with a hypersonic missile, threatens to blow up. Look, this sounds like some South Park episode, right?
Does.
I mean, the things you're hearing people say, the Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, Winnie the Pooh, all of these guys. Lori Lightfoot, right? Yeah. I'll tell you what happened to her today. It's hilarious too. But this is the type of stuff would have been cartoons or in memes, as they call them now, or something. But yeah, so they issued a warrant. So I'll blow you up with a hypersonic missile. I'm not joking.
Yeah, the ICC. That's the ones who did all the was it the Nuremberg trials with the Nazis?
They did. I think.
Yeah, that was all.
It's based in the Hague. The Hague in the Netherlands concluded on Friday that the Russian leader had committed war crimes in his full-scale invasion of Ukraine, which started almost 13 months ago. Look, Zelensky's committed some type of war crimes because he's gotten all our money. He's done something.
Yeah.
But he said he'll blow him up with a hypersonic missile.
Look, we commit war crimes. I mean,
yeah, we do, but we win the war. If you win the war, you will not be convicted of a war crime. Yeah. Have you ever thought of that?
No.
Look that up.
The victors tell the stories.
Exactly. So if Putin wins this, he won't be convicted of war crimes.
But it'll be hard.
He'll be the winner.
All right, so check this out. We talked about it a little bit ago, and I hate jumping around, but this is like just come out. I'm reading this here on the Daily Mail. So Donald Trump is claiming that this is back to the Stormy Daniels thing. He was afraid Melania would dump him, so he paid off Stormy to prevent his wife from finding out details of the cheating claims. As it's revealed, she did leave him and spend nights at a posh D.C. hotel when news broke of this. So this had nothing to do with the campaign.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, I can't disagree with the statement.
He just wanted a little champagne with his campaign. What's my name? But no.
Look.
They're reaching for this being a felony. What he did was not what I want to say is moral, but I don't think it was illegal.
He's not there to be a moral leader, though.
No, he's not. I mean, he was not moral.
Well, but
morally sound.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
But no, the president has always been
What
looked
president?
at
Oh yeah,
What
Biden's a
president?
great moral
looked
leader.
at
No.
as a moral leader.
Name one.
George Washington.
Obama,
No, he was not a good
George
moral leader.
W.
I mean,
Bush,
it's
No.
already
Ronald Reagan, George H. Bush.
H and Reagan. Jimmy
Obama
Carter.
Obama was from a
I mean, there's stories
moral
about
ethics.
there was already
standpoint.
stories out about him smoking crack.
Crack is whack.
Yeah,
yo.
but there's
There-
stories. There
there
was
was-
nothing was
no,
ever.
okay,
but that was like fringe stuff. It wasn't like out in the middle that your kids think Obama smoked crack. That's not how the stories were portrayed.
Okay.
Was
But, so there's a handful that have clean reputations. Kennedy didn't.
no,
But he did at the time.
the
Well,
government.
no, because
killed Kennedy.
they hit it. I mean,
Yeah, and that's probably what's going on with these other guys. But
the White House is full of infidelity.
Yeah, but
and-
most of the time we found out about that after the fact.
Yeah,
Okay, so
but yes, I don't see any of the presidents as moral leaders. I see them running my economics. I see that and
Yeah.
keeping us safe. That's really what I care about from the president.
I mean, I'm not voting for Benny Hinn. I'm voting for
Yeah.
DeSantis or DeSantos.
I think that's, I think if Trump gets arrested,
I wouldn't vote for Benny Hinn either. But
I think this sort of pushes him out of the race and DeSantis be clear number one.
he'll have to
think
die
it will.
before he'll have to die. Before he's
Why
done
is everybody wanting Trump to be number one? I don't understand.
I don't want him to be number one.
I know I don't either because I don't think he can win. I think a
I
stump can beat Trump right now.
No, I don't know about that. I
Joe
believe
Biden did.
a Trump DeSantis ticket wins the election, regardless of what plays out.
I believe
I don't agree. with
a
that.
DeSantis Owens ticket was the election.
Yes, I agree, but that's not going to happen.
Owens
but I
is
agree
wrong.
that I agree that that's
Or
like
Tulsi Gabbard, a DeSantis Gabbard ticket.
yeah. I think that
I don't know why you couldn't just announce a running mate like early.
Yeah, why
Be
can't
like-
you? Like,
There's no reason you can't.
be like-
Well, so many of them want to get somebody who was in the primaries, and I don't know if that's the best route to take. To be quite honest, because you don't want your,
Well, but isn't
like for example,
okay, Kamala?
I was going to say
Kamala's
she
the worst.
she badmouthed the president.
Okay,
the
but
entire,
if you
She
look
did.
back, who else was running for president that ended up a vice president in recent years? Gore was always the vice to Clinton.
was he
Yeah, and then you had
Obama?
Cheney was nothing in politics till
Yeah.
Bush brought him on. Biden
No, Cheney
had
was
run
always
a
in
long
politics.
yeah, but he wasn't a presidential
No,
candidate.
no.
But Obama,
Who was
Biden-
Hillary's vice?
Oh my God. He was not
vice?
he was not a presidential guy.
No, he
was.
wasn't.
Who? I'll look it
Who?
up.
Yeah, look that up. I don't.
I remember his face. But
And I don't. Did Pence? Did Pence run for president?
no, not yet. Tim Kaine. See, we don't remember
Tim
that guy.
Kaine, yeah,
Yeah, we don't remember that.
he's from
guy.
Ohio, wasn't he? The governor of Ohio.
I thought he was from South Carolina. Let me look. Tim Kaine.
I think he was from
Virginia.
the United States.
He was from Virginia.
Virginia.
But I mean, there's no reason you couldn't. I mean,
I wish we did like they used to, and they elected the vice president too. Or I'm sorry,
Yeah.
was it? How was it? I can't remember if you elected the vice president. I believe you did.
I
believe
think
it was a separate ticket.
whoever got second amount of votes or something maybe become vice president. I can't remember something like that.
Hell, I wish that's how it was. Could you imagine Trump and Hillary being his vice? That'd have been hilarious.
Hey, we talked about a little bit earlier. Actually, you had a really good story to talk about something. I can't remember what it was now. And I said, let's save that for there. But we'll maybe get to it because I'm going to bring up something we were talking about earlier. The Last of Us on HBO. We figured out you actually passed me where I'm at. I'm like 2 episodes behind. But it's a really good show. What it's about is a zombie fungus. So it's not your typical zombie movie, but a zombie fungus has taken over.
It's based in science, which is a little concerning.
Well, this leads me into the story I'm about to talk about. But The Last of Us is on HBO. It's based on a video game, on that horror genre, first-person video game. But, you got this guy with this girl who happens to be immune to it. He's taken her across country. Well, there is currently American College of Physicians warns of urgent threat posed by highly contagious fungus that has a kill rate of 60% and growing across the U.S.
A fungus? This ain't the H1N1, is it?
No, it's a fungus.
That's the bird flu. That's
So
a virus.
check this
It's a
out.
fungus.
Cases of the fungus among us have more than tripled
Fungus among us.
from 1,300 in 2020 to 4,000 in 2021. That's rapid growth.
So, do you have to ingest it? I mean,
The number of cases resistant to the main antifungal drug are also increasing. Let's see how you get it.
I can see it now. Instead of ivermectin, all this Republican will be like eating some fungus cream or something.
What was?
I mean,
self-action tenacin.
Yeah.
Look, maybe. Look. Though, think about something though. A fungus, a spore from a fungus.
Yeah.
A mask may actually help that. It may actually prevent that.
Well,
It
yeah,
prevent
that big
COVID,
spores,
but
yeah.
it could.
That's because COVID was a virus, very small. A fungus is a little bit bigger,
Should be bigger.
in cell size than a virus.
I ate
is.
mushrooms yesterday. I might be at risk.
A
Some
person
mushrooms?
is infected after coming into direct contact with a contaminated object. It spreads from person to person by direct contact between them. Strict hand washing, especially in
biting,
hospital
if they bite 'em.
environments, can prevent its spread. But the new research has revealed
sure if you
case
bite 'em.
numbers more than tripled between 20 and 21, with antibiotic-resistant strains also becoming more common. Well, of course they will.
So what are the what are the symptoms of this? Or do you get really what are the sickness symptoms? Are you do you start wanting to eat people? Do you want to?
You die.
You just die.
die.
You just die. You just die.
That's a healthy symptom right there. No, that's an unhealthy symptom.
That is a
So this
that
is
terminal symptom.
C. auris causes are not letting up. Cases are not letting up. The study found that cases of the fungus resistant to the antibiotic I can't read that. In 2021, there was about 3 times the number as I mentioned earlier. It's pretty scary.
That is.
Look, talking about funguses, I was eating mushrooms. Let me tell you what I did. So yesterday, like I said, I'm by myself. Everybody's gone. I went and got me a tomahawk steak.
Oh, this
And the bone had already been cut off, so it's just a steak.
Well, that's not a tomahawk.
Well, it was a tomahawk, but the handle was cut off of it, which I'm glad because I put it in my pan.
Did you also light your fireplace?
No.
You had some red wine.
So look, I took this thing and reverse seared it, and I put 3 sticks of butter in there.
That's a lot of butter.
Well, it's delicious. Put some rosemary in there, some garlic cloves, some mushrooms, some peppers, and some onions. Let that dude cook in the oven. Pulled it out, seared it. Then I took the juices, made me a brown gravy with it. Stuck the mushrooms and peppers in it. It was good. Delicious.
Yeah.
I was eating them funguses up.
In the fungi.
That's my story.
It was a wonderful story. I was really getting
You was
into it.
riveted, huh?
I was riveted. I was involved.
You was on the edge of your seat.
I was.
Oh, and the story you want to talk about, or you said we was talking about on there. I want to move into the avenue of wearing overalls.
That's it.
Is it overall? Oh, like the old jean overalls?
Now
like
you
my
talking about
papa did?
coveralls like that have the zipper in the front and
Nope,
go over your arm?
overalls.
So the strap.
The straps.
I thought we've got video evidence of you having sported a pair of those back during your COVID days.
Well, those were just like gimmicky. Those were making flags.
It's to make sure you don't get that plumber's crack. It'll be gone
So you
forever
want
now.
to add it to
I
your
want
normal
to
rotation?
be my normal rotation. And Charlie says I'm not an old man. I can't wear those.
But do you wear your bibs all the time? I mean, that's the same thing, is it not?
In the wintertime, yeah.
Yeah, but can you not do it in the summertime?
I think
too?
I have a overall build. I mean,
Yeah, you do. And you know what? You shouldn't wear
And
a shirt
beard,
with
your beard.
You shouldn't wear a shirt with it either, and just walk around.
absolutely not.
In the
Yeah.
summer, of course not.
Of course not, and have like a straw hat or something. And
I think I can pull it off. So listen, if we have anybody that sells bibs or overalls, you want to provide me a pair to wear on air?
It's a bib overall.
Yeah, bib overall.
A bib is
I'm
an
looking
overall.
I'm looking at you.
a bib is an overall, is what it is.
I mean, they look comfortable.
I mean, I think suspenders would be cool too. They do the same thing. They're like more flexible overalls. You know.
Yeah, they're like
You just don't have the chest plate. Essentially, is what you don't.
chest plate
It's-
is not bulletproof.
Yes, it's a chest plate. You don't have the chest plate.
So, a quick vote. Should I get me a pair of overalls?
Hey, tell us in the chat. Go down below. Let us know.
Yeah. Hey, go to YouTube.
But say one for yes, Jamie,
No.
and overalls.
Just
Or say overall.
just type Fortenberry needs overalls.
That's too many words. Just put a one. You know, people don't like
Our audience knows how to spell.
I bet you they can't spell your name and probably butcher overalls.
My name is only on our stuff.
It doesn't matter. They still can't spell it. I promise you.
Nope.
But anyway, let us know if Fortenberry needs overalls. You can tell us anyway and go, overalls, Fortenberry needs overalls.
Look, since T thinks y'all are idiots, do smiley face for yes, do frowny face for no.
That's harder for me to do than the other
God.
Do they have a frowny face? Can you get a frowny face?
Yeah.
I don't think you get a frowny face on YouTube.
It's like the reverse. It's like the semicolon with the little. blue.
The other parentheses.
Most people look at this stuff on their phone anyway.
All right,
Oh, it
let's
just
vote.
pops
Let's
up.
vote. We want.
All right, let's take a quick vote. We're gonna see what it votes here. Coveralls say I vote yay, and for nay. Let's go with in the house. I say coveralls.
coveralls.
I'm in favor.
It's-
All right,
it's
it's
the
unanimous here.
majority,
So
yeah.
the majority here. So you other 3 people listening, go and tell us on YouTube. Send us an email. However you want to do it. Text Jamie. You probably got his number. Tell him if you think he needs coveralls. I got a couple more stories. Miami Beach mayor calls for spring break ban after a man is shot dead on the sidewalk. Partygoers jump on cars. Fight breaks out in the streets. Shops get trashed despite.
Sound like a hell of a
curfew.
time.
Yeah, they've gone from just partying like crazy to
Like we used to.
We used to go crazy too.
but it's
No, we
become
used
so
to get drunk.
violent.
I mean, our craziness, all we did was lose people. That was it.
Yeah, a couple merchant room trips.
Yeah.
But it's turned violent, and everything's got to be fighting or shooting.
Have you seen? Well, where was it at? Was it
Probably
Charleston?
Miami.
Might have been Miami. Anyway, these cops are lining up and arresting people and taking them to jail. People driving these squatted trucks.
No, I hadn't seen
Squatted
that.
Yeah,
trucks. What's
that-
wrong with that?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Apparently, they said they ruled it's a safety violation, and they are hauling them off to jail, towing their vehicles. I'm really torn on that.
Why?
While it looks gay as
Is
shit,
it because their headlights are aimed up or something?
they're saying you can't really see well. But I mean, it looks gay as shit. But I mean, on the other hand, are you taking people to jail who have jack trucks or
No, or big old
or lower
mud tires.
lower vehicles? I mean, seems a little heavy handed.
They're gonna take people side by sides. I mean, you just gonna take anybody that's not riding a standard car.
Yes,
In order to go to Florida, Miami, you got to have a 2012 Ford Focus, and that's about it.
that's about it.
That's
and be
about it.
willing to go to bed at 8 o'clock.
At 8
not
o'clock.
Party. Don't bring your cell phones. Don't video it.
And don't do anything.
Another story here. Jamie, you'll probably get behind this guy. I always thought Ben and Jerry's, I was like, oh, they're pretty out there. But
I like their ice cream.
Ben and Jerry's founder is the top donor of a group campaigning against U.S. military support for Ukraine. He's donated over $1 million to a group campaigning to turn the U.S. public against Biden's military support for the Ukraine.
Is it Ben or Jerry?
Ben.
Oh,
It's
Ben.
of Ben and Jerry.
What's Jerry doing?
He's probably paying for people to support Ukraine.
That's how you make ice cream. Get it all confused. And
So look,
fight
Ben
it.
and Jerry, tell us what y'all, if you think Fortenberry would look better, he should sport the overalls or not.
Or we could vote. What's our favorite Ben and Jerry ice cream?
I have
Woo Big
no
Chewy.
idea.
Woo Big Chewy is my
Is that
favorite.
one?
It is one.
I like fish food.
Woo Pig Chewy.
Fish food.
It's the only one I know is Woo Pig Chewy.
Fish food.
All right, we've managed to make it all night without talking about transsexuals, and we're going to make it because I don't really have a story about it. But I do have 2 more stories I want to finish with. First one,
Also, that's Yarnell's. That's Woo Pig Chewy.
Oh, okay. So I'm the only one with a real
author
Ben and Jerry's.
of White Fragility. It's a book. Says people of color need to get away from white people. Robin DiAngelo comments were compared with statements made around the same time by cartoonist Scott Adams. So advice given to non-white people by the author of White Fragility has underscored the biased perception of the call for segregation based on racial identity.
All right. So I was listening to Michael Noel. I think it was Michael Noel.
You listen to him a lot.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I like
What
him.
do you listen to him at?
I listen to him on iHeartRadio.
Okay.
iHeart.
Daily Wire.
I think he's on podcast.
I need to look him straight up. I like
He is
him.
on podcast. You can get him on YouTube
You
too.
can get him on YouTube. He's pretty good. But he usually goes to these TikToks and he goes through them. There's this one woke lady essentially came out and said that all white people are racist and there's nothing you can do.
I saw that.
But what are you going to do to change it? Well, I can't do anything to change it because you said there's nothing I can do. So I mean, that's what it is. They're going to say you're racist. And there's nothing you can do, but they want you to do something. So
when did we start going backwards? You used to,
Because that's what sells.
yeah, but
It
used
is.
to, we did not
That's
want
what sells.
to. We did not want to segregate.
Yeah.
And-
So the belief is that by integration, that we've lost the cultures of those that they've assimilated and
Isn't that
integrated
the goal
into
of
white
America?
culture. Look, what we get too tied up in is our root. I tell you what drives me nuts, and I'm sorry if this comes off as
I'm so angry already.
A steering wheel drives us
nuts. All right, so all these people crossed the border illegally coming to the U.S. Yeah. And Cinco de Mayo, they're raising the Mexican flag.
Yeah, okay.
Support Mexico. They tried so hard to get away from Mexico.
Yeah, my mother-in-law has an Italian flag at her house.
And she's not in Italia, is she?
She's not in Italia.
I just don't get it. If you want to come to the U.S., be American, be American. We're all look. I thought America was a melting pot. That's what I was taught as a kid.
He was going to say something bad about Yaya. You saw it in his face.
I just don't understand. If you're basing your assumption that someone is racist based on their color, is that not racist?
Yes,
that's anti-racism.
No, there's no such thing.
No, reverse racism.
It's reverse,
which is racism.
Which does not exist. Is what I was told.
And I hate the statement that. Well, for there to be racism, it has to be a power exchange. Yeah. And since blacks have never been in power, they can't be racist.
So if I'm a hobo on the side of the street, I can call black people, Mexican people, whatever I want?
Wherever you're a homo at, doesn't matter. Okay?
Hobo.
Homeless. Done home. All right, I got one more story. We've been going at this quite a while.
That's what she said.
This one is pretty funny. It's funny and terribly disturbing.
It's nice. Yes, I like these stories.
An Oregon high school teacher had students write about sexual fantasy. So I read that part here a few weeks ago. Hold on, it gets better.
Oh, I like this.
And in their stories, in class, they were to reveal classmates they would have sex with.
What? Oh, my gosh. How is this guy not a pedophile?
Kirk Miller, the health teacher and football coach at Churchill High School.
Sounds like a football coach.
Also previously made students play a game called With Whom Would You Do It? Whether they had to spin a wheel with categories including oral and anal sex.
Oh my god.
The students had to give the initials of the classmate they choose for each X-rated activity. During the February assignment, the instructions read, list on the handout the initials of a male or a female that you would do each activity with. You may use the same person for multiple activities.
Jeez.
Look, all I can picture is him sitting in class the next day saying, I went through your homework and I noticed nobody put Caoch in there.
Here's what he's thinking.
What he was trying to teach?
I know how his day starts out. He wakes up. This is just like from, what was the movie where the dude got hypnotized and didn't give a crap anymore?
Office Space.
So he woke up like Office Space. He said, I'm done with this shit. I'm not teaching anymore. What can I do? He goes, you know what? Let's find out who these kids are lusting for in this.
That's messed up.
No, it gets better.
How does it get better than this?
So he did that in class. And for the students who were absent, you will write a short story or a paragraph or two. This story is sexual fantasy that will have no penetration or oral sex, no way of passing an STI. You will choose 3 items: romantic music, candles, massage oil, feather boa, flavored syrup, etc. to use in your story. The story should show that you can show and receive loving physical affection without having sex. So if you weren't there in class that day, you had to
what is this, Minecraft? You choose 3 items?
So day 2, the follow-up assignment was pick a coach that you would have sex with.
Yeah, he spun the wheel that day and he goes,
it was all coach.
Oh my god!
What the hell is wrong with people?
Well, I think
what is wrong with our world today?
I remember doing an English assignment when I was in 9th or 10th grade at Parkin, and really concerned because I wrote shit in in my story.
Okay, they didn't catch it.
No. The teacher was fine with it. She said it's part of the writing process. This is so far beyond what we've. But what a difference 20 years makes.
What's the deal with coaches right now? Okay, you had Meredith recently. She was a coach.
We got the coach at Palestine Wheatley.
We got to talk about that too.
He didn't molest nobody from what I understand.
No, it was worse than that.
Yeah, it was way worse.
He did way less than anybody.
I was going to say, because the way I understood it.
No, it was way worse. He almost fell down.
Let's finish this one.
He almost fell down.
So when they asked the coach, he said, well, it was on the syllabus, and he sent it home, so parents should have seen it on the syllabus.
On the syllabus?
But the school says, at this time, the assignment's been removed from the class syllabus and will not be a part of students' grades. He wasn't looking to give them a grade. He was curious who he could.
What class was this?
Health.
It was PE. It was PE. Physical education. I mean,
look, I'm sure
it was study hall.
Look, I will assure you. Look, my high school coaches that taught us health would have done this same crap. I don't remember doing it, but it sounds like something they would do. Then some girls would have stayed after. I will assure you that would have probably taken place.
Extra credit.
Tell me what you like about me.
For extra credit.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible. That is terrible.
Yeah, we've been going at this for a while. I'm going to try to find this story.
For the Palestine Wheatley one, we can do that one too.
Yeah, we'll do that real quick. So, a high school coach in Palestine, really don't know the man. I've seen it on social media. He was apparently arrested for...
Arrested?
Yes, he was arrested.
He's arrested. And what he was arrested for was apparently during a game.
During a game.
There was a kid on the sideline. And he shoved him forward.
And the kid almost fell.
Hold on. He almost fell. Then he pulled him back for some reason.
He almost fell.
And that occurred last fall. And I guess the kid decided he didn't like that. Probably the coach pissed him off. So they go to the school to complain, and they did nothing about it, which, okay.
Makes sense.
And then they decided to press charges of assault.
I'm so disappointed in these parents.
I hope there's a video of the other team showing exactly what happened.
I would
probably on his video. It'd probably be on the other team's video.
I would love to see I had a coach. He was, for some reason, he's the offensive line coach. He was like 5'6", maybe weighed 130 pounds. And he would grab me by my face mask, pull me all the way down into where he's at, and drag me around the sidelines.
Yep.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen today.
No, you can't.
Yeah, it would, but my parents didn't give a shit.
No.
No, that's not the right way to say it. My parents are raising men.
Yeah.
Look, if your parents are complaining, now look, if this dude did something crazy.
If there was more to it than that.
If there's more to it, then I'm sorry for taking the point of view, I believe. But, and if you follow social media, you'll see there's quite a mixed bag.
But what's being reported.
If you're going to play football, all right, first of all, that kid has no business playing football. If that's too much for him.
Yeah, wait till he finds out that they hit him on the field.
Oh, my gosh. He'll actually fall down.
I assure you, if he made it onto the field or even in practice, this poor kid, when he gets to practice, they're going to light his ass up. I'm telling you now, his football day should be over because other players are fixing to take it out on this.
I hope Palestine Whitley has a chess team.
Yeah. All right. That's all I got, folks.
Because have you been through Palestine? I doubt they got a chess team.
I doubt it.
That's all I got. What y'all got for tonight?
That's it.
All right. Donnie will be back maybe next week. It's a little ways off.
Yeah. Be good, rep your hood.
Nobody watched our bourbon tasting video. We got another one coming. Oh, wait a minute. We need to do Weller. We forgot to do Weller. We'll do that tomorrow night again. But we've figured out that's really Gary's favorite Buffalo Trace bourbon.
Yeah, y'all didn't like it the first time. We're going to try it again.
We'll keep trying till we like it.
If y'all want stickers, let us know. Put it in the column. We'll get your address.
If you don't want stickers, they're going to be all around town.
Yep.
All around the world, baby.
All around the world.
Strong woman.
Somebody done saved this.
Hello.